Good evening and welcome to a very special edition of previously unseen clips from Series 18 of Would I Lie to You? Joining David Mitchell tonight, Stacey Solomon, Eddie Marsan, Judy Love, Sir Grayson Berry, Rosie Ramsey, Josh Jones, Richie Anderson, Koji Radical, Harriet Kemsley and Chris Ramsey. And joining Lee Mack tonight, legend, Jill Scott, Chris Jumbo, Harry Hill, Shazia Mirza, Ivo Graham, Chris McCausland and Kadina Cox. First up, it's Richie.
Thank you. To make sure I get to the Radio 2 breakfast show on time, I always eat my shreddies in the shower.
Please do.
I'm guessing by the time the shower's finished, it's then more water in there than milk.
No, so I have a door in the shower and I'm in there, but I leave my arm out with the cereal.
You have a shower whilst holding a bowl out of the shower. And also, the very act of washing your body, sort of, I can't imagine doing that with one hand.
I use one of those lather things. You know, what are they called?
A loofah.
What you need to get is like a loofah, where it's a loofah at one end and a spoon at the other. And you just flip it, you know. Wash, flip. Have some cereal.
In the morning, I get up at 3:30, I'm frazzled, and I've just got to get ready.
You eat frazzles as well?
What time do you have to be at the studio?
6:30.
Where
How
do you
far's
live?
the journey?
Northamptonshire, so I live about an hour and a half away.
And you do that every day?
Every day.
Why don't you move?
You need to be getting up in about 25 minutes.
So you're having a shower.
Yeah.
You're going out, you're eating. You're going back in the shower, going out, you're eating.
Yeah.
So there's water going all over the bathroom.
Sometimes.
Does that not bother you?
Not really, because we've got one of those, is it laminate floors?
I wouldn't know, I've never been.
Or is it like that plastic floor thing? I don't know what it's called.
Lino?
We've got lino.
You've got a lino floor in your bathroom. I'm on Rob's side. Why don't you move? Is Radio 2 not paying very well? Where is the shower?
We've got an ensuite.
So you think it's less disruptive for your other half for you to be clank, clank, clank with a spoon while you're having a shower, rather than just silently lathering and rinsing?
No, because we use plastic cutlery, so there's no clanking.
Plastic cutlery, lino, Northampton. It's just sounding so glamorous. What's on your bedroom floor?
Carpet.
Thick shag? Can you tiptoe back through?
When we got the carpet laid in the bedroom, I specifically told them about this. So they put that, you know, that underlining thing.
Richie, no you didn't.
I did.
You're telling me you told the carpet manufacturer, the company that did your carpets, just so you know, this has to be just right for my cereal shower.
So what are you going to say, Lee?
What do we think?
Oh, come on, it's...
Can't be true, this, can it?
Lie.
It is a lie.
Lie.
Okay, Richie, was it a lie or was it true?
Well, unfortunately, it was a lie.
It's Kush.
I once couldn't go to the loo because someone famous was in the cubicle next to me.
Right. David's team.
Oh, so who?
Beyonce.
Oh, come on. Now, Kush, where are we?
Okay, so I went to the Met Gala a few years ago when I was still living in New York, and she was there.
Do you know what the Met Gala is?
I do.
You do?
Do you? Yeah. It's a big sort of party / charity event in New York where lots of famous people turn up in costumes and I don't know, and I assume then it's sort of drinks and nibbles.
When you go there, there's like a massive party inside, but there's also only really 1 or 2 toilets, so lots of famous people end up queuing for the loo, and it's taking them a lot of time to get out of the outfits to have a wee, because everyone needs help, because all the outfits are really high tech.
Who was in your queue?
Well, Barbara Streisand was behind me.
No.
Wow.
And Beyonce was in front of me.
Did Beyonce have security with her?
Everybody had like 2 or 3 people with them to help them in and out of their stuff. So she was in a very tight, tube-like dress made out of plasticky stuff. I got in the cubicle and obviously she went in one before me and I went in the one next to her and I could hear
She's in there with. She's in there with 2 other people.
Yes, so I'm not sure if you've been in a girls' toilet recently, David, but anybody that needs an outfit that needs help, we go in together and we help each other with it.
Beyonce is like Queen Bee. I just don't think she would queue. I think she's got a toilet built outside separately.
At that level, you can probably organise it that you have like one massive wee at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Because otherwise, you're just too busy.
God, I'd kill for that.
So you're in the cubicle, you can hear the next door.
You can hear everyone in the other toilets trying to do the same thing, but get, oh, here, unpin this. Oh, wait, I'll sew this.
Further along, could you hear memories like the corners? We've got nothing to be guilty of. I am a woman in love. No?
No.
Oh, what a stuck-up old cow. She could have given a song, didn't
Anyway, so she started to wee.
You heard it?
You heard Beyonce.
Well, that was why I couldn't go. I could hear her stream.
Oh.
And
Islands in the stream, that is what we are.
I just felt it was my most magical moments of my life. I thought maybe if I listened, I could maybe take on some of the magic or something, like it would rub off on me in some way, just in the...
Well, if she missed the toilet, it definitely would, wouldn't it?
So I couldn't go. I couldn't go.
Did you talk to her? Who did you talk to that night, Kush?
It was hosted by Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston.
Oh.
And I think I was sat between Sarah Jessica Parker and Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, wow.
And tonight?
Lee Mack and Tim Vine. But if it's worth anything, I have been to the toilet whilst we've been doing this.
Okay, it's time to take a guess. Is Kush telling the truth?
I want it to be true, because I love
Yeah.
the idea of the sort of crackly dress and like being unable to, because I think I can imagine that.
I want it to be true as well, so that we can go to the Met Gala together next year. She laughed like, yeah, right.
I think my instinct is it's a lie.
Oh, you got...
Okay, they think it's a lie. Kush, was it a lie? Were you telling us the truth?
It was true.
It's Stacey.
My middle name is Gary.
Please, Steve.
How is it spelt?
Gary. Yeah.
Why is your middle name Gary?
Because we had an old uncle, Gary. My dad really looked up to him, idolised him, and he passed away when he was quite young.
Your dad's uncle?
My dad's uncle, yeah. In Jewish tradition, your middle name is someone who you've loved who has passed. So I got Gary.
And what, have you had problems with this over the years?
Yeah, I don't write it down. It's on my passport and my birth certificate, and that is it.
What about at the wedding when you married Joe? Did they say, and do you, Stacey Gary Solomon? No?
No, I was like, no middle names, and he didn't get his either.
What's Joe's middle name?
Adam.
Oh, you should have said Brenda.
What are you thinking, Harry?
It's so far-fetched, it's got to be true, isn't it?
What do you think?
I think it's true.
Yeah.
You both think it's true?
Yeah. Do you think it's a lie?
I'll go with you guys. I'll go home tonight. My wife said, "Did you lose again?" I go, "Yep." Did you have a chance of winning? Yep. Got to the end. Oh, what did you get wrong? Oh, Stacey Solomon was on, and she said her middle name was Gary. And she said that was a lie. No. We went for true. Because you know Stacey Solomon, she looks like a Gary, doesn't she? I don't buy it, but I'll go true.
Saying true. Okay, Stacey, were you telling the truth? Or was it a lie?
What is the matter with you?
Matt.
I love being a gladiator so much, I'm having building work done so I can play gladiators at home.
David's team.
Oh, what are you having built? What's the...
I'm getting a specific game constructed in my house.
Which one?
Hang Tough.
Hang Tough.
Oh.
Talk us through.
With
Oh,
the-
you know it.
With the rings.
So what do you have to do and hang tough?
But people, you got to...
Are you asking him? Do you know what I mean? I'm literally the...
What do you have to do?
I'm literally on the show.
There's loads of rings attached from the ceiling, and then you've got to like get across, like monkey barring, and he's trying to get you.
And what happens when he catches you?
So we meet in the middle.
We kiss. No.
Is this an indoor or outdoor thing you're having done?
Indoor.
Wow.
Where do you live?
I live down on the south coast.
What's the house prices like?
Fairly high.
And underneath, I'm hoping you're going to say crash mats, or what have you got under there in case you fall off?
A swimming pool.
You fall
It's
into
not
the
gonna be
pool.
Oh, that sounds like a really nice day, that, actually.
You've got the pool, you've got the rings. Anything else out of the ordinary?
We are getting a slide installed in our house.
Where will the slide be?
From a hidden door upstairs in the hallway. To
Hidden door?
It's a cupboard.
And then when you open it, it's actually...
Do you have stairs as well? It's the only way.
Yeah, we do.
I was going to say, because imagine if you had a bit of bad news and then you've got to get on the slide.
Where does the slide take you?
It emanates in the cinema/games room.
Wow, Gladiators pays well, doesn't it?
What do you think?
I think it's a big part of his job, this ring hanging. So, to practice, he's got to make his own rings.
But he hasn't yet, has he? And he's been fine without this facility so far.
What's your win ratio like?
100% success rate.
Have you? Wait for the celebrity version of me and Rob. I mean, you're going to have to lift him up on the rings, but when he's on the floor...
So you're confident that I won't be taking part?
No. Sorry, in that scenario, just to be clear, you haven't turned it down, you weren't asked.
How much money has he got?
I think we can assume that he is comfortably off.
I think he's okay.
He's probably got protein bars that he sells and like...
Would it be possible for us to have a look at your account?
What's your mum and dad do?
They are both retired.
Oh, they're not.
Retired billionaire. True, we'll go true.
Matt, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was, in fact, true.
Eddie, you're next.
I once kicked Harold Pinter in the privates.
Please, team.
Wow. When?
1997.
I should say, by the way, for a lot of my audience that watch for me are the younger sort of crowd, and they might not know, Harold Pinter was a very famous playwright, now deceased. Just there we are.
So, why did you kick Harold Pinter in the privates? I almost said, why did you kick Harold Privates in the Pinter?
It was during a rehearsal of a play.
What was the play?
The Homecoming at the National Theatre.
Oh.
Okay.
We were doing a fight scene, and the actor that I was supposed to be kicking moved out the way. And
Who was that actor? Will we know that person?
Keith Allen.
Keith Allen from the comic strip. Keith Allen.
Who else was in it?
Michael Sheen.
Wales' second greatest actor.
After Anthony Hopkins.
Is it normal that he would be there?
Keith Allen was terrible at improvising lines, so Harold was making sure that every comma and pause and was being adhered to.
And at one point, you're supposed to kick the character of Keith
Allen.
That Keith Allen's playing.
Moved out of the way, and I kicked Harold Pinter.
What was he doing? Stood right behind Keith Allen?
Checking that he was doing the...
By physically standing an inch behind it?
I've never written a play myself, but I don't think you always have to turn up to every rehearsal of every play you've ever written just to make sure the actors aren't going off script and stand near them to stop them doing so.
This is quite a major revival of the play at the National Theatre.
Writers do attend some rehearsals.
Yeah, no, I suppose so. Well, he's paid a terrible price. Did you ever laugh about it, or was it very awkward?
No, he did. Harold didn't laugh at it. Harold was very offended.
What did he say?
Offended.
Oh, people are so offended these days, aren't they? They take offence at anything.
Can't kick anyone in the balls anymore.
So why was you kicking him in the play?
Because he's my abusive brother. It's a marvellous moment. It's brilliant. I was fantastic.
It's one of the great groin-kicking moments
one of
in
the great.
theatre. It's up there in the moment when Hamlet kicks Claudius in the balls.
Yes.
Yeah, but he got Shakespeare one time, and that was very awkward.
What were you wearing?
I had a suit specially made for me. It was all like set in the 60s, so I had a nice...
Oh, it was a dress rehearsal.
No, but we'd always wear costumes in rehearsals.
Why?
Because it affects your physicality.
He wouldn't understand.
He
Eddie.
wouldn't
Understand. I tell you what, in the pantos, they don't do it until the very first performance. Now, Ivo, what do you reckon?
I think it is a lie.
Kadina?
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I think it might be a lie.
They think it's a lie? Eddie, was it a lie or were you telling the truth?
It's a lie.
It's Koji.
I have what I call happy trousers and sad trousers, and I choose which ones to wear depending on my mood.
Oh, that's a lovely story.
Oh.
Are you wearing your happy or sad trousers this evening?
These are a neutral pair.
It's great to be on the show, isn't it, Koji?
I'm outside of the house.
Oh.
Oh, only in the house?
Only in the house.
What's the difference between the happy and the sad? Is it colourful, brightness?
Juxtaposition, you know?
Oh.
On my happy days, I like to wear dark colours, and on my sad days, I like to wear bright colours.
Gosh.
I thought maybe your sad ones would be really absorbent, so you could cry into them.
It takes a lot of confidence to go to the shop and ask for absorbent trousers. Trust me.
Yes.
Can you describe them in detail, both pairs, please?
Yes.
Well, do it, though.
One's like linen, it's oxblood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one...
Just plain?
Very plain.
So they're the happy trousers because they're a darker colour?
Yeah.
Sad trousers, please.
Yellow, mustardy.
Oh, so really bright.
Oh. In a situation where you wake up sad, you think, right, the sad trousers, straight away, put the yellow ones on. And then perhaps you watch an upbeat item on This Morning. Would you change your trousers?
No. I start as I mean to go on.
Well...
Do you ever wake up happy?
How do you
I'm
know?
happy that I've woken up.
How do you know you're happy when you wake up?
The sheets are dry.
Koji, how long after you wake can you ascertain your mood?
Okay, so I've woken up, boom, like Sleeping Beauty vibes, yeah. Sat up.
Yeah.
The sheets have fell gracefully to my waist
Nice.
to cover
Very poetic, isn't
the
it?
nudie bits. Yeah. I look towards the window.
Yeah.
And normally, if it's a happy day, there are birds waiting to take the covers off me and bring me my trousers.
Let's go for a stab at this. Jill.
Jill, what do you think?
I think you might have got the pants the wrong way around. Happy should be happy.
But I get the idea that if you're sad, you put on your happy trousers.
Yeah, like I was so sad this morning knowing I had this with you. So I
Put on your happy And yeah, I was happy to be with you and put on my black t-shirt.
I'm going to go... Oh, it's so hard.
It is.
Lie.
And Harry, what about you?
Yeah, I'm saying lie.
Lie as well. Okay, Lee.
It's a lie.
Koji, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
It was a lie. It was not a lie.
Rosie, you're next.
I hated a shirt of my husband so much, I secretly gave it to a charity shop, then had to come clean when he saw it on a mannequin in the window.
Lee's team.
Okay, where do you live?
South Shields.
So you're in South Shields and you're walking past, and Chris, your husband, Chris Ramsey, he sees the offending article, should we call it?
Yeah.
Describe the shirt.
So it was just very patterned, and I really
Don't listen to her, Josh.
Sorry.
Nervous moments. We're all thinking, we put our little choices out there, all vulnerable and hopeful.
Oh, bless him. I love the fact that David thinks he's being as bold as Josh.
So describe this shirt for us.
So,
then.
firstly, I really don't like the colour burgundy.
Why don't you like it? What is it about it?
It just doesn't suit his skin tone.
Oh, so you just don't like it on him?
Don't like it on him.
How would you describe his skin tone?
Like pasty. He suits like greens.
Would he suit what Josh is wearing?
No.
Did he see it first?
In the charity show?
Oxfam, yeah.
Yeah, he saw it.
What did he say?
Is that my shirt?
And you said?
It might be.
It's true, isn't it? Come on, it's true. Let's
Do you
be
think
honest.
it's true?
Yeah. I'm very confident.
Why are you so
Are you?
confident?
Because I don't think she's got it in her to be that smooth with a lie.
Why don't you think she's got it in her to lie that well?
I just don't think. Well, I mean, who knows? I mean,
See how nice looking?
I just think it was so quick and it was so natural. Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, because of that.
Fine, don't worry about it.
I mean, you could have at least looked her for another second. What do you think, Shazia?
It's true.
You think it's true? You're not said with much conviction.
It's a mundane thing that could happen to anyone. So it could go either. It could go either.
They're full of the compliments, these two, aren't they?
Right, they both think it's true.
Right, Matt, you're so confident. You tell
True,
them.
yeah, it's
Go
true.
on, be a
Definitely
legend.
true. Yeah.
You
Tell
think
her
it's true? You think it's true?
Yeah.
All right, so, Rosie, looking lovely tonight, by the way. Truth or lie?
It was, in fact, a lie.
Padina, you're up next.
When I was on I'm a Celebrity, I managed to smuggle 2 banned items into the jungle.
Oh, David.
Okay. Right, what were the items?
Some sweets and some lip gloss.
What kind of sweets are we talking?
Chewits and Werther's Originals.
That's great. That's the complete opposite end of the age spectrum, isn't it? You start with Chewits and you end your life with Werther's Originals.
What made you think of taking a lip gloss?
Because my lips were getting a bit dry. So.
Right.
No, but lip gloss dries them out.
Do you think?
I feel like I've parachuted into loose swimming.
Wow. Won't be the first time you've done that. I mean, it's a hell of a trick, I'll give you that.
Who else was in there with you?
So we had Richard Madeley.
Yeah.
Naughty Boy.
Who was he?
Richard Madeley.
You had an EastEnder, didn't you, when you were in it?
Oh, we had Ian Beale. What's his real name?
Adam Woodgett.
Adam, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you smuggled the stuff in.
Yeah.
Did anybody notice? Anybody find out?
Not noticed, but like I told, and the name's just gone from my head.
Just you describe her, and we'll try and figure out who it was.
She's a judge on Strictly. She used to be.
Arlene Phillips.
Arlene Phillips.
Lovely Arlene.
But Arlene was struggling a little bit, so I'd just smuggle it because you said they're old people sweets. I smuggle her a little Werther's Original.
Arlene, if you're watching. Well, look, David, let's say about 5 to 10 years from now, you are going on to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
Okay.
What are you smuggling in to help you through?
I admire your optimism, Rob, but I don't think there is any way that in 5 or 10 years' time I would be insurable for that show.
That's taking part in the fun of the game.
Lee, for you, what would you need?
Just anything. I mean, just...
Yeah, you're really helping this. I'm so sorry about the insurance remark, because this is gold.
He's not trying to play along, David.
What are we thinking? Eddie?
I think it's true. I've never watched I'm a Celebrity, get me out.
Because you're the most cultured person we've ever had on here.
No, it's because they never have me on. If I'm not on it, I'm not watching it. No.
Is this the first time you'll have seen this show when you're watching it?
Okay, I'm going to go true.
You're saying it's true?
Yeah.
Okay. Kadina, they think it's true. Was it true or was it a lie?
It was indeed true.
It's David.
Last year, I won this hat on a plane for being the only person to find all the words in the in-flight magazine word search.
Just take the hat and pop it on the desk for us.
There we go.
Wow. What was the flight?
Easy Jet.
Were the rules anyone who finished it gets a hat, or the first to finish it gets a hat?
Of all the finishers, the person they randomly select gets a hat.
Are you sure you weren't the only person to complete it like it says on the card?
Yeah, I was probably the only person. Thinking back, they had to give it to me because I was just the only person.
Do you remember any of the words that you identified?
February.
What was the theme?
Sorry, the theme of the word search.
They were often themed, aren't they?
Are they?
Yes,
Often, yeah.
almost always.
Maybe the theme was the early months of the year, but that seems quite a narrow theme.
Yeah, just, isn't it? Can you put it on for us, David?
Let's have a little look.
Oh, now it's believable.
It's an incredible looking hat to give as a prize. You'd think a baseball cap, wouldn't you? But no, they went for that strange hat.
They
might have been borrowed from a low.
I think they wanted a sort of undertone of totalitarianism. Just to remind everyone that we live in a troubled world.
Michelle, if you were getting onto a plane and you looked in the cockpit and you saw that in the cockpit, how would you feel?
They didn't let me sit in the cockpit.
No, but sometimes the captain pops out, doesn't he?
No, I'd say a man looking like that in the cockpit is not as worrying as a man looking like that sat at the back.
It's a fair point.
Who are you travelling with, David?
With my wife and daughter.
How did your daughter feel when Daddy won this accolade?
She was very, very proud.
Actually,
very proud.
Did she help you?
No, that would have been quite unethical.
Oh, that's a horrible image, isn't it?
Yeah.
Daddy, I think I'm doing it.
She didn't want to...
She didn't want to do the word
she said it's just like crosswords for stupid people.
Tell me this, David. Did they give it you mid-flight or when you land?
I think it was towards the end of the flight.
Did they make an announcement?
Yes, they made an announcement, and I said, could they please mention my degree?
Your degree of contempt for all the other passengers?
all right, what are we thinking, Bob?
I can't buy into the idea of David on EasyJet.
Oh, I've been on EasyJet. That's true. I mean, that's true.
I was feeling like it was all a bit of codswallop. You're too clever at that, so there might be a lot of double bluffing, so...
It does fit.
They measured everyone as we got on.
Right, it's time to go for a guess.
I say lie.
You say lie?
Go with Bob.
All right, I would say it's a lie.
You're going to say it's a lie. David, was it true, or were you telling us a lie?
It was a lie.
I'm overthinking it.
Well, that's all we have time for on this special edition of Would I Lie to You. Thanks very much for watching. Good night.
Box Set your weekend with new comedy on iPlayer like Scott Squad spin-off The Chief starring Jack Docherty. Saturday night's all right for music night. This evening it's Bob Dylan starring with No Direction Home in half an hour on BBC Two. And stay with me on BBC One as Faith gets cold feet in Casualty next.
Good evening and welcome to a special edition of the very best bits from Series 18 of Would I Lie to You. Joining Lee Mack tonight, Harry Hill, Jill Scott, Kush Jumbo, Legend, Tim Vine, Nabil Abdul Rashid and Kadina Cox. And joining David Mitchell tonight, Judy Love, Stacey Solomon, Sir Grayson Perry, Harriet Kemsley, Rosie Ramsey, Koji Radical and Josh Jones. First up, it's Harry.
When I was a doctor, I accidentally sent 2 patients for procedures they didn't need because I'd got their forms mixed up.
Oh, so each other's form?
The test that they needed, I put the wrong one on the wrong person.
That's what I thought. Because, in fact, you've rather understated your crime. Because not only did you give them tests...
Crime is a very strong word.
Well, I'll commute that to act of gross professional misconduct.
It was a very different time, David.
How long ago was this?
Well, I wasn't a doctor for long.
No. Probably for the best.
What kind of doctor were you?
I was a junior doctor. I would get patients ready for the operation and I would assist the surgeon with the operation.
What tests were they?
There were 2 patients and one required an x-ray of their neck.
Right.
And then the other one required a barium enema.
A what? What's a barium enema?
So that is where you squirt a radio-opaque dye into the anus, I'll say the word.
Were you like this as a doctor? I'll say the word. Anus.
One of them had a barium enema they didn't need, but also didn't have the neck x-ray they did need.
I then had to sort of correct that. So they ended up having 2 tests each instead of 1.
Well, hold on. Someone went in, right, for a neck x-ray and happily laid down and had an enema. Just because it said it on the sheet.
That is a hell of a blockage.
I never used the word happily.
How did they not question that? Did they not say...
Well, they wouldn't have understood a technical phrase like neck x-ray. They'd have no idea what that means.
The lady who required the neck x-ray and got the barium enema said to me she was impressed at how thorough I'd been.
Did it help, these extra tests? Did you find anything up this lady's bum or this man? That could have saved them in the future?
No, fortunately, those were the normal. They were normal tests.
Neck lady had a perfectly healthy bottom, and bottom guy's neck was a-okay.
Did you, at any stage, come clean to these patient A and patient B?
Of course not.
All right, what are you thinking then? Soji.
Impossible, man. I can't go for a neck x-ray and get something in my bum.
Stacey.
I couldn't tell you what it was like in those days.
No, exactly. Exactly, Stacey. It was a different time.
What
it was
year?
a different time.
What year?
This would have been 1988.
What was it like then?
It was a different time, you know. But yes, I think doctors carry a lot of authority.
Yeah, and who do you complain to? You know how difficult it is to get to see a doctor at all.
Yeah, they won't want to see you again if you just complain.
You don't want to be known as a pain in the arse or a pain in the neck.
All right, so what are we going to say, David?
I think it could have happened, but equally, yeah.
Why? God, well, honestly, I fear for people who grew up in that time.
Well, if you two are both convinced it's a lie, I won't overrule you, because it definitely might be a lie.
All right, then. So, Harry, was it true or was it a lie?
It was true.
Yes, it's true. Harry did send 2 patients for procedures they didn't need. Matt, you're next.
Okay. Sorry, that's just my ritual. I'm just trying to build. I'm trying to build the anticipation. Whenever I eat a banana, I eat everything, including the skin.
David's team.
Oh, that's a good one.
So why do you do that?
A number of reasons. Firstly, easier. How much time do you spend peeling a banana? What do you say on average? I'm literally saving hours of time a year while you morons are peeling bananas. I'm out.
I take your point.
So that's reason
it's
one.
A time saver.
Reason one.
Okay.
Reason two, there are so many health benefits to eating a banana skin.
Like what?
Skin health.
And also afterwards, you don't slip on it.
So banana skins are good for human skin.
There's all kinds of nutrients, fibre, loads of good stuff in there.
Which end do you prefer?
The non-stalk end,
The
obviously.
classic chat-up line of Rob Brydon, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
You'll have to excuse my friend, he's not been speed dating before.
So you've used this then as part of your regime.
Yes.
This is part of how you've got a better body than Lee.
Better for what, though? I mean, try joining a darts team looking like that, mate. No chance.
Can I ask you as well, were you doing press-ups and bicep curls literally seconds before you came out here? Or is that you in a relaxed
I'm just a very
state?
vascular guy, yeah. No, this is me in a relaxed state.
Vascular.
Nice.
It's a strong look.
Thanks, mate.
You flirting, Rob?
A little bit.
It's working, Rob.
What have you eaten today?
So, Rob, let's start at breakfast.
Cornflakes and the box.
I had a protein shake comprising of 2 scoops of protein.
Protein like from a lab? or
It's
protein?
a whey protein, it's a powdered form.
So you have a whey protein-based shake for...
Does this pertain to the banana skin consuming? I'm thinking we're
We
going
want
way
an
off.
overall picture, and I'll thank you just to answer our questions, not questions. It's your first time on the show, Matt.
That's my bad.
You're very sure of yourself, but you'll play the game our way or no way at all.
No whey-based protein at all?
Yeah, you see, that's the sort of stuff we do.
And me, you just pointed at you. Can I be in the gang as well?
I want to know how it comes out the other end.
You don't think it comes back together as a whole banana?
You must give it a good chew, I imagine.
Yes, although over time, my swallowing mechanism has developed to allow me to swallow bigger chunks of banana.
Me too, me too.
It's time to take a guess. Truth or lie?
What do you think?
I think it's true.
Ah,
You think it's a lie?
who's eating a banana with the skin on?
Him.
True.
You think it is true? Okay. Matt, was it true or was it a lie?
You'll be glad to know, David, that it was in fact a lie.
Sorry.
Yes, it's a lie. Matt does not eat banana skins. Judy.
As a schoolgirl, I got a free can of Coke every day from my newsagent in exchange for keeping quiet about his affair.
Lee's team.
How old are you?
I was 12.
And this happened for how long?
Maybe for about a year or so.
How did you know about the affair?
Because I walked in on them.
What were they doing?
Something that they shouldn't be doing.
Bit of a pick and mix.
Well, he was picking and she was mixing.
What did you see them do? They were getting amorous, were they?
Gosh. Right, so went in and the door, because it was a post office as well, was open. And because we know him, I peeked round and somebody was on their knees.
Oh, God.
Have they dropped a contact lens?
Or they were simply praying for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's not how you lick a stamp.
He went, oh, they all kind of like made noise and I kind of, I was just checking if he was all right. So I was just checking if he was all right.
What did he say?
And he was like,
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did you know who she was?
Yes.
She was a member of the local community.
She definitely was part of the community.
Was she married?
Yes.
So they were both married?
Yeah.
Not to each other?
No.
At what point did you have the actual deal where you said, I need to be paid with cola?
Right, so I didn't go in for a couple of days.
Right.
But back in those days, they had, do you remember the jelly sweets that was a watch?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I loved those sweets, and that was the only one that ever did it. So after 2 days, I was like, you know what? I'm going back in there. And then he was like, oh, no, take some more. You can have some more. And I was like, you never give anything free. So I said, can I have a cola as well? And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay.
So
and
at no stage did he say to you, don't tell anyone? It was all just done with looks and stuff?
I went back again. He gave me more sweets. I said, can I get a cola? And once I realised he was going to give it to me every time I went in.
You realised you were on for it. So in a way, by you talking about this on national television, you've reneged on the deal.
Well, I haven't said their name, and I haven't said where I lived at the time.
Where did you live at the time?
How long did the fizzy drink deal go on for?
Oh, that went on for time until, I'd definitely say at least...
Last week.
Still getting them delivered to my house now.
What do you think, Tim? I don't mean in general, I mean about this.
Yes. I think it's true because your description of the sort of looks backwards and forwards and it rings true to me.
I'll go with whatever you think. I'm not sure.
Are you 51% even towards one or the other?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You don't have to be sure,
Is that
but...
part of the game, or do you just not want to decide?
I don't like deciding.
Okay.
Because I like someone to blame.
Okay.
There's no right and wrong answers.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are.
I'm going to say true.
True.
OK.
We'll say true.
They're saying true. Judy, it was a while ago. It was shocking.
Very.
But was it true?
It definitely was a lie.
It's a lie. Judy wasn't bribed by her newsagent. Jill, you're next.
OK, here we go. I was sick into the FA Cup.
Oh, yeah. David's team.
Were you?
For the love of God, say yes.
I actually was.
That's a very good follow-up question. Under what circumstances?
So basically, we just won the FA Cup, and then people do that thing where they pour the champagne into the FA Cup.
Who is we, Jill?
Manchester City.
Manchester City,
yeah,
right,
Manchester
okay.
City. I take a sip of this champagne stuff, and I brought it back up into the FA Cup.
Did they sing a song like, we like to drink with Jill?
Because Jill is our mate, and when we drink with Jill, she dance or drinking 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah!
And then
and then I was sick, yeah. Are we the only two that go out?
Yeah, I've never heard that joke.
That's also new to me.
I've never heard that in my life.
Well, you know what the worst thing was?
The person who got the second swig.
I didn't tell the girls.
Oh.
I know, because then they were passing it round.
This wasn't a full vomit. This was
No.
more like a short-term regurgitation.
Yeah, but I was a bit sick.
Did it go down the wrong hole?
No, it definitely went down the right hole.
I think the part that makes me suspicious is I believe Jill's a really nice person and she'd be like, oh, I've just puked in that.
Is that your definition of a nice person?
What do you reckon, Koji?
I reckon you did it.
It's like the end of EastEnders.
You think lie? So it's up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's true.
Jill, was it true? They think it was, or was it a lie?
So it was a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Jill wasn't sick into the FA Cup. It's Nabil.
I once climbed into a crocodile enclosure because I wanted to get a closer look.
David's team.
When did you do this, and where did you do this?
When I was little in Nigeria. It was a crocodile-themed restaurant.
Was crocodile on the menu?
I think so, yeah, I can't remember.
It's the restaurant's gimmick that there's a crocodile enclosure with real crocodiles, and you can watch the crocodiles as you dine.
Yes.
On crocodiles.
How easy was it to get into the crocodile?
I mean, at that time in Nigeria, we didn't have health and safety. We had the concept of common sense. So, for example, if there was like a street next to a river, there wasn't a fence and a sign saying caution, river next to street. Because the Nigerian philosophy is that if you can see the sign, you can probably see the river. I hopped over the fence because I wanted to look at them because I just thought they were cute and friendly and stuff. And I got close to one and they just like came at me. And luckily for me, I didn't know. I just found out by accident. But they're fast running in a straight line. But if you take a corner, it's hard for them to kind of like...
Yes. You're meant to run away from crocodiles in zigzag.
Yeah,
I didn't know that at the time. I was running straight, but he was gaining on me. I was running, and then I just like took a corner and hopped the fence.
And what sort of state were you in?
What do you think?
What, terrified?
Have you been chased by an animal before? Anybody?
I've been attacked by a crocodile.
Yeah, there you go.
When were you attacked by a crocodile?
We were in a Louisiana swamp. We were rescuing crocodiles.
Will they not have been alligators?
Alligators.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about it then. It's totally irrelevant.
I got chased by an ostrich as well.
No way.
Yeah, in a police officer's house. He's quite a well-to-do police officer.
Okay.
Because they take pride. No. He had a lot of exotic stuff in his house. And one of the things he had was an ostrich. I got too close to one and I was laughing at it because it was doing, I don't know whether it was a mating dance or a challenge. Like a... I kind of ended up doing the dance back. That probably wasn't a good idea.
And it chased you?
Yeah.
Sorry, who did you say you was with? Who was looking after you?
On which occasion? The policeman's house at the ostrich or the restaurant and the
Well,
crocodile?
I mean, I'd like to know both, really.
So, my parents practiced free-range parenting. Although that being said, I was more scared of my mom than I was of the crocodile.
So, what are you going to say? What are you thinking, Lucy?
I think it's true. I was listening to it like it was a real story. I forgot, actually, we were playing a game.
Fran?
I think it's true because you haven't embellished it any further. You've kept with the story.
He has, in the sense that he's added an extra story of being chased by an ostrich.
Maybe he jumped to that truth story because he needed a break from telling a lie.
Exactly, yeah. But then why didn't he tell the show's researchers about being chased by an ostrich? That would have been equally interesting, particularly at the huge private zoo of a corrupt police officer.
What are you going to say?
I do not
You have to make a
know.
decision, David.
True.
You're saying that it's true. Nabil, was that true or was that a lie?
It's not true. It's not true.
Which one is it? What?
It's too late, but I sense now it's not true. I have that feeling.
It's not too late. You can change if you want to.
Go on then. You had a feeling then.
There was a smile the way he was smiling. He was smiling like, I've got him.
I don't know if it's true or a lie, but if you now get this right because he's got you want to change your mind, I'll be livid.
Okay, I'm going. Lie.
You're saying it's a lie.
I think so.
Nabil, was it a lie or was it true?
It's true.
It's true. Nabil did climb into a crocodile enclosure. Harriet, you're next.
Once, while camping, I lost my tent, then took desperate measures to find somewhere else to stay.
Right, Lee's team.
Define desperate measures.
That was said like a lawyer in an LA.
Where are we, Harriet?
Newquay.
Newquay.
Oh,
When was this?
Cornwall.
It was when I was 17, which is...
Is it written up there?
the early 2000s.
So you're in a campsite. Who were you with?
2 girls.
What are they called?
Their names were Sam and Susan.
How many tents have you got?
1 tent.
Between the three of you?
Yes.
Is it a 3-woman tent?
No, 2 man.
Come on. Hashtag everyday sexism. So it's a 2-man tent.
Yes.
But you were trying to squash in.
Yes.
Right.
We went to put it up and then we realised we didn't know how to put up a tent. So then we went to go get some food to have energy to make the tent. But then...
Well, then you weren't lacking in energy, you were lacking in knowledge.
Then we came back.
Yes.
But then the tent was gone. So now we have nowhere to stay because we didn't have any money as well.
Whoa, what do you mean you got no money? You're on holiday.
Well, no, because we were only going for like 1 night. And then we saw a sign.
And it said?
Bikini Beach Babe competition. The prize was £100. And so Susan
Sorry,
said...
can I just check something?
Yes.
Did this happen, or did you watch a Carry On film? So you've now decided
Yes.
this is your way to get
Well,
some money.
then the guy came out and then he was like, there's only one other entrant. So our
What a
odds
charmer
were
he
good.
was! You might win this because there's only one other girl, isn't it?
Then we go in and we're a bit nervous, but then we meet the other entrant. She's a professional.
A professional what? She could be a lady of the night, she could be a plumber. What is she?
She's a professional beach babe. We're not even semi-professional. But our odds are good because there's three
There's
of
three
us.
of you and one of her.
So, it's about to begin.
There's a crowd of men and they're all cheering.
Is it just men?
It's just men.
Oh.
Yes.
What were the men? What were the look on their face? See David's look on his face then. Is it that sort of look?
No, that's panic. That was my look. That was what I had. Sheer panic. Yes.
Could you teach David to give the face of the look that the men were giving?
Like.
So David, give it. Yes.
I'm getting flashbacks.
Did you do a catwalk type thing?
Yeah, a little bit of catwalk. Yeah, a little catwalk. But the professional, she had a chair.
Oh,
she brought her
like
own
flash
chair.
dance.
Yeah.
A chair to dance. Not, you didn't just sit there. I'm a professional. I haven't got time for this. I just sit there. Judge me, £100. I'm off. It's Penzance tomorrow.
Can we ask now who won?
Well,
The professional.
yeah. Then we had to find somewhere to stay, but we didn't have a tent, so.
So in many ways, the situation is unchanged.
So then a guy, he was like, "Oh, you can stay in my van."
Oh my God.
Then we slept for a bit.
So why don't you sleep in your car?
Yes.
Good question.
There was more space than I had a Renault Clio, and so we could have a proper sleep.
Right. So has it finished, or did anything else happen?
Then we had a lovely day in Newquay, and then I drove back.
And that's it.
Yeah, on the way back, I was driving, and then I was like, "Oh, there's a stag in the road." And then Susan said, "I can't see a stag," and I'd imagined a stag.
Whoa, what
I can't.
do you mean? I don't think in the history of this show has an added bit ever been more worthless. Oh, one more thing. I thought I saw a stag, but I didn't.
So what do we think?
You have that as a bonus.
Right, Kadina, what do you make of it?
I think it's a lie.
You're not having it?
No.
What about you, Ivo?
I've had a lovely time. But I think it's a lie.
Lee Mack.
To have invented a story like that would require genius. So I think it's true. But I'm all about democracy.
Yeah.
So I will go with my team.
Okay. They think it's a lie, Harriet. Was it, or was it true?
It is true.
It's true. Harriet did take desperate measures when she lost her tent. It's Tim.
Aside from Mr. McKee, who taught PE, 3 other teachers at my school taught subjects that rhymed with their surnames.
David's team. Okay, so Mr. McKee taught PE.
Yes.
Who else?
Mr.
I'm genuinely having a coughing fit.
Mr. Katz.
Wait, are you ready? Okay, I'm back now, thank you. Carry on, Tim.
Mr. Katz.
Oh, good God. Good God. If you say Mr. Meography, forget it.
Mr. Katz.
Mr. Missile and Technology.
Mr. Katz. K-A-T-H. Mr. Katz.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hench, French.
Mr. Hench, Mr. Caths, and who else?
It was a little bit tenuous, the third one, but it was a bit of a joke amongst us. So it was Mr. Hort taught sport.
You got PE in sports?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, PE was something that happened in lesson time, and then sports was something that we did, obviously.
But what did Mr.
around about 4
Hort
o'clock.
teach?
It might have been what was called loosely then science, so it would have been, you know...
Surely that was Mr. Bryant's.
No.
Do you have any at your school, Lee?
Just the headmaster, Mr. Morstel.
Well, what do you think, Judy?
I don't know. He's always got this face that makes you feel like he's telling the truth. Like, just the most simplest things where you be like...
He's got a simple face, I agree.
What we've got to imagine, it's not true, and what Tim has had to do is turn over the card and quickly-ish make up 3 rhyming names of teachers. Do we believe he could have come up with that?
He's a very quick
He's a very
person.
quick... Yeah, he's a
What would you have come up with? Give me 4 teachers whose names at your school rhymed with subject. Go.
Mr. Starmer. He teaches
He did drama.
Mrs. Panish.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Bleak taught Greek.
Yeah.
Mr. Gratin taught Latin.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just do this.
So what's it going to be, David?
Just one more question. Tim, can you name a teacher whose name didn't rhyme with the subject they taught?
Yeah, Mr. Schwartz, and he was...
He could have done sports.
No,
Do you know we'd have taken Schwartz and sport?
Come on, it's time to decide.
Lie.
All right, Tim, they think it's a lie. Was it, or was that the truth?
It was actually a lie.
It's a lie. They were not the names of Tim's teachers. Well, that's all we have time for on this special edition of Would I Lie to You. Thanks very much for watching. Good night.
Topical Friday night comedy to laugh at, The Naked Week, an alternative look at the news on Sounds. And for more than just the Little Monsters fandom, Lady Gaga, Inside the Chaos, new on BBC Two, kicking off Music Night now. Casualty is on the way here next.
Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with tall tales and tantalising truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, an award-winning comedian, podcaster and presenter, it's Chris Ramsey. And she's the model turned actress turned comedian, it's Michelle de Swarte. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, she's free from the dragon's den, it's Sara Davies. And pray for David. Bob's back. We start with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. First up, it's Sara.
Despite being a wealthy dragon, I recently sold half a tin of paint on eBay for £7.50.
David's team.
You sold it on eBay.
Yeah. What else do you do on eBay?
Buy things. That's the other. Why?
Why did I buy half a tin of paint?
Sell. You said you sold it.
But don't worry, it's going well.
No. You can buy and sell things on eBay.
He told you that.
That always keep the half-used tins of paint in the house.
Yes.
Because in case you need a touch-up and everything,
you need a little
right?
touch-up, don't you?
And then you find 10 years later, don't need that anymore, half a tin of paint, but doesn't go off.
Is there a market for second-hand half-full tins of paint?
It's not really second-hand because it's brand new.
The man in the green jacket.
Yes, there is a market.
How do you know that?
I pursue it ferociously.
10 years you've left this paint in the corner. Yeah. And then you've opened it, had a look, and you're like, that's good to sell.
You genuinely can use the paint after that long.
That's what you tell them, innit? After when they What's the post and packaging for half a tin of paint?
It was £6.
£6?
So £7.50 for the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as much again for the postage and packaging.
Yeah, but do you know how much a 2.5 litre of paint costs?
I have absolutely
It's
no idea.
a lot of money, mate. It's a lot of money. That is a bargain.
Do you have people that do that for you, David?
Oh, God, yes. She's called Victoria.
Do you paint your turrets?
That's a euphemism, you know.
I didn't know he knew I called them that.
What are we thinking, Michelle? What do you think of this?
This one's tricky because it's like, yeah, that's why you got money. Because you're selling half a tin of paint.
So you think it could be true?
To me, it seems wild that anyone would do that, but I'm like, that's why you're minted, and I'm not.
I think when we were saying it might be true, there was a little glimmer of hope on Sara's face there.
Yeah.
I think she thought, oh, they're going for it. And I think that in that moment, you betrayed yourself. So I think it's a lie.
I think it's got to be a lie. £7.50.
I think we feel it's going to be a lie.
All right, they're saying they think it's a lie, Sara. Was it a lie or was it true?
It is the lie.
It's a lie. Sara didn't sell half a tin of paint online. Bob, you're next.
I once upset a lot of people after I was hired to film a wedding. Something I'd entirely forgotten.
David's team.
Who hired you to film their wedding?
A very good friend of mine who saw something in me. He was called Dr. King.
All right.
And he had an act. He was a comedian. It was his stage name.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he had little toy rabbits, little furry rabbits on the end of string, about 10 of them. And he would tell a joke. I bought my granddad a snowboard for Christmas. He's been going downhill ever since. And then swing the rabbits.
Right.
Put too much petrol in my car the other day. I couldn't get in it. That was his act.
Someone married this man.
Did I say he was married?
Well, you
did say it was his wedding.
You asked me who asked me to film a wedding.
Okay, I think I asked you who asked you to film their wedding.
Well, in that case, I apologise. I've behaved very badly.
Okay, Dr. King commissioned you to film someone else's wedding.
Yes.
Okay.
I obviously was drawn to Dr. King on account of the rabbits, but also his personality. He was
that older, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm telling you about him, other than the fact I found myself living with him.
What?
And he was a professional gambler. He made his living betting on the horses.
Right.
He would only make a few bets a year. It could be as little as 5. He also did videos of weddings.
And you lived with him?
I lived with him, yeah. He drank 5 pints of milk a day.
Wow, that's a lot of milk.
Isn't it a lot of milk?
Wow. At what stage in your life did you live with Dr. King?
I was probably about 30 years old, I think.
What was his real name? Because you say Dr. King was his stage name as a comedian.
Yeah. I'll say Jerry Knuckles.
Okay.
I don't want to say
so obviously he had to change it to something more amusing for his comedy work.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Nothing to do with the story. His girlfriend was one of the Teletubbies.
Which one?
The green one.
And you said he would only make about 5 bets a year. How do you make enough money from that?
Big bets.
Is that his girlfriend's name? Dr. King and Big Bets are coming around for lunch again.
There you go. So obviously that's true.
So he ran a business videoing weddings and similar events.
Yes,
did he?
and then one Saturday I was asked to go along and be one of the 2 cameras. So I went to this wedding and he said, "Go down the front and get the bride coming in."
You mean filmer?
Filmer, yeah.
All right. You don't mean kidnapper.
And you said this angered a lot of people.
No, that didn't anger anyone. What you do is, in those days, is you didn't edit videos, you just gave them all the footage. I go home back to the flat to transfer the little cassettes that are in the VCR onto a VHS.
Onto a VHS. So what happens then?
I did what I was meant to do.
Yes.
Handed it over to the family. And then the next morning, did it say I upset someone? The next morning, there was a knock on the door, like the police.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. And it was the father of the bride.
Oh no, what had you done? What was the footage?
Exactly.
Oh no.
Because the VHS that I gave to the family was a recording of a horse race. So when they turned it on to show the family, it went, and they're off!
Because you had recorded the wrong thing?
I know I'd taken the wrong VHS, which was one of... This ties in, because it was one of Kingy's horse racing.
But you transferred it from the small cassette that goes in the camera to a VHS.
Yes.
And then just picked up a different VHS.
I mean, it's a long time ago. My memory's fleeting, a bit like a mouse's tear on a hot griddle.
Did you still have the right VHS in the flat? Because that could have resolved matters quite quickly.
Absolutely did. But he did say to us, "You've behaved very badly and you should be ashamed of yourselves."
How did the father of the bride know where you lived?
It's on our letter heading. Perhaps.
Yeah. Michelle, what do you reckon?
The thing is, the story is absolute nonsense. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, no, actually, when you get into it,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
milk and rabbits aside, it's just Bob took the wrong VHS.
Yes.
If you imagine I once mixed up 2 VHSs, we'd think that was plausible, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Let's move on.
So do you think Bob's been telling you the truth?
I don't want to talk on that subject. You happy to go true?
Yeah. Me gut's saying lie, but...
You think lie, you think true.
Yeah.
We're going to say true. We're going to say true, and then I've just got some things to do. So that's fine. You can let me know at some point.
You're 100% on this?
I've said what I've said.
Oh.
That's your decision. You're saying it's true.
I'm just trying to, there's a bigger picture. It's a troubled world out there. I think I'm going to address that.
And we'll live with the consequences.
Absolutely.
Okay. They say it's true. Bob, was it true or was it a lie?
I was telling the truth.
It's true. Bob did upset a lot of people when he filmed a wedding.
I must say that is gratifying.
Chris, you're next.
I once had a row with a friend after he did something inappropriate in my car.
Please, team.
So when was this?
Probably 15 years ago.
I'm just going to go straight for the obvious question.
Yeah, what type of car?
What type of car was it?
It was a silver Ford Focus.
What was the reg?
Are you serious?
May I ask what your first car was?
A little Ford Fiesta, and you're going to ask us the reg now and point made.
Right. You said you did something inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's it, check the card. But I must say, Chris, you did that very subtly, and I think you got away with it.
Thank you very much.
And what was that inappropriate act?
He brought into my car and consumed a full lasagna.
That is outrageous.
Was it a supermarket ready meal?
It was, you know, one that your mum would do for the full family.
In a
dish.
Fresh from the oven.
Why were you offended?
Because it stank.
Lasagna doesn't stink.
It doesn't afford focus.
The thing about smells is it's all about whether they're appropriate. There are some smells that no one ever likes. And there are some smells that are always pleasant. And then there are other smells that are nice in some circumstances, but wrong. For example, you don't get any shower gel that smells of lasagna, do you? However nice the smell of a lasagna might be in, say, an Italian restaurant.
What did he eat it with?
His mum started coming down the drive, and I thought his mum was coming to tell him, quite rightly, that he couldn't eat a lasagna in the car of someone who was driving to a gig.
Right.
But she was actually just passing him through the window a plate of garlic bread.
Okay, I'd say that's pushing it.
When I said what did he eat it with, I didn't mean what was the accompanying dish. I meant, was there cutlery? Was it bare hands? Did he use an old CD?
It was a knife and fork.
A metal knife and fork?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's now got a metal knife and fork. He's even got the side dish. Has he got a napkin?
It was wrapped around the knife and fork.
Right, it's time to go for a guess.
So what do we think?
True.
Well, you sound convinced.
I'm sorry, Lee, it's a tricky one.
Can I have a more assertive side, please?
False.
Oh, we've just made it
How
harder.
many times have you been on this show, Bob? It's not called Would I False for you, is it?
Get up to your master's office and take your punishment.
Go on!
Sorry, I think it's false.
A lie!
I think it's a lie.
Oh, you two. I'm going to say it's true.
Chris, was it true or was it a lie?
It was true.
Yes, it's true. Chris did have a row with his friend over his car. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Linda. So, Sara, what is Linda to you?
Yes, this is Linda. She is me on German TV.
Right. Bob, how do you know Linda?
This is Linda, and she allowed me to blow up her caravan.
And Lee, what is your relationship with Linda?
This is Linda. Her monkey beat me at Snap. And I will be taking no further questions.
So there we have it. Sara's Teutonic twin, Bob's blast buddy, or Lee's primate pal. David, where will you begin?
Okay, so Sara, in what sense she's you on German TV?
Well, I don't really speak German, so when I do all of my TV in Germany, Linda is my voice. So I say it in English and she translates it for me.
What shows are you on in Germany?
I do loads of shopping telly in Germany.
What's that? What's shopping telly?
When you shop on telly.
You can shop on the internet, you can shop in the shops. How can you shop on telly?
Sorry, are you taking the mickey? You've never heard of television home shopping? Do you ever use that remote control? When you're searching for those adult channels, you must go through that. As soon as I see a blender now, it's all over. Sorry, not blender, Brenda.
I have heard of shopping TV. I've never really watched any.
But you're acting as though the whole concept is alien to you.
Just want to nail the concept. I'm not disputing its existence. German shopping TV.
Yeah.
You're there
Yeah.
saying in English
Yeah.
about the things you're selling.
Yeah.
And then Linda is what stands next to you and translates.
No. She sits in another little room, like in a sound booth. So
And
you never
dubs
see.
you live.
Dubs me live. You never see Linda.
How does she know what you're going to say?
Oh, she is that good as the words are coming out of my mouth, it's like she's in my head and she just knows what to say.
So she's also psychic?
Yep.
What sort of things would you be saying on the show?
And today we've got this fantastic demonstration. I'm going to
today,
teach you how to
demonstration
make
fantastique.
this
I'm
using this paper, me, scissors.
Scissors, a weißen kleinen Burschen packen. They're really good. Are you on by yourself or with a host?
With a host.
So the host is speaking in
German.
So how do you communicate with the host?
Because when the host starts speaking in German, I've got a little earpiece and Linda talks into my ear and tells me what they're saying in English.
Linda's an unusual name for a German lady, isn't it? Linda?
Linda.
Oh, that was better.
Sorry, I should have said Linda.
Is she German?
Well,
I mean, she's not. She's from Accrington and she owns a monkey. But in your story...
I don't know whether Linda is an unusual name in German at all, actually.
How many German women have you known called Linda?
How many German women have you known?
David?
I don't think.
How many women have you known?
Right, David, who would you like to quiz next?
Bob.
Right.
Right, you blew up Linda's caravan.
Yes. Husband's caravan, family caravan.
Right. Okay, tell us how you came to blow it up.
Linda works at the local commercial fishing lakes where I fish down in Kent. She works in the bait shop.
Where does a caravan come into it?
I talk to Linda every time we go. She comes and checks your tickets, checks what you're fishing with and for.
What are the options of fishing for?
Well, you could fish for a carp or you could fish for a perch. You really want to know about fishing?
Yes, that's a good point he made.
Yeah, sorry.
The thing is that we want to get to is the caravan being blown up.
How did you come to blow up her caravan?
Thank you. I got talking to Linda on many occasions, and she told me that her husband is in demolition. And I said how much I would like to blow something up. I think, wouldn't a lot of people? I'm not.
Definitely.
Blow something up.
Who doesn't want to blow something up?
And her husband, is it Len?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Maybe his name's got a question mark in it.
He's called Len Question, exactly. His nickname's Pothole. Pothole.
Pothole?
Yeah, because he comes around unexpectedly or something.
It's not what you want from a demolition expert.
So one time I was fishing, said, if you would like to, we have an old caravan in one of our paddocks. And Len said, you can blow it up. And I blew it up.
How did you blow it up?
You're not going to believe me, but one of those.
But did you take any part in placing the explosives in advance?
So Len set the charges or whatever.
Is that his middle name?
How big an explosion was it?
One side of the caravan went just one side
Straight
of it.
past you.
Straight past Asda, right through town. Bang! So I don't know whether he set it wrong. I was hoping for like
the whole thing.
And what about your gear?
Nothing. I was
nothing.
No. Len Question knows what he's doing. You know, they bring down tower blocks. Len does.
Yet he can't properly wire up a caravan.
Oh, he didn't. No, don't disrespect Len. Len's terrific.
Is that his third name?
I've lost track now.
Lee had a pretty mundane claim. Remind us of what it was.
This is Linda. Her monkey beat me at Snap.
And, okay, how do you know Linda?
Well, I don't know her really. I just met her for one day.
And why did you meet her?
Because she wanted me to play Snap with her monkey.
How did she convey that desire to you?
She told someone else.
Who?
A guy called Brian.
Who's Brian?
It's Brian exclamation mark.
Okay, Brian! Who is Brian?
Brian is the producer of a television show called Prove It. Genuinely, prove it! Exclamation mark.
Saying what?
That she had trained her monkey to play Snap, and she trained it so well that it was beating people. I'd been asked to go on the show. And my daughter loves the programme Prove It! ! She's always saying it, you know, I'll say, hey, I'm your father. And she says...
So it was a thing on this TV show.
Correct.
That you had to play Snap against Linda's monkey. What type of monkey?
It's your classic error on the card. I don't write these cards. It was a chimpanzee.
Could the chimpanzee say the word snap?
In chimpanzee world, you don't have to say it. You just have to hit the button.
The button.
The button. One of them is for snap, one of them is for blowing up a caravan. Neither of us were allowed to say snap. We both had a button, and we had to sort of look at each other and then look at the monitor, which was in front of us like that, and then go.
Yeah.
And you look at all these images, and when two of the images are the same on the run, because it's not cards, it's images, he would look a bit wistful when it was a banana. When I say wistful, I don't mean he was wanting to play another card game. The purpose of the exercise was because it was a monkey stroke ape sanctuary, and as long as the monkeys could stroke the apes, they were allowed to stay. It was monkey stroke ape sanctuary, and she would teach them how to play Snap.
Had they trained these chimpanzees to do anything else?
One of them presented a shopping channel in German.
So, there we have it. Is Linda Sara's Teutonic twin, Bob's blast buddy, or Lee's primate pal?
Well, I find myself in the strange situation of thinking that it's Lee.
Can I just remind you?
Yes?
I did say I beat a monkey at Snap.
You said a monkey beat you at Snap?
Yes, I did.
That's right.
No, you're quite right. If you'd said the other thing, I wouldn't have believed that.
I mean, what about Sara and the shopping channel?
I think there is no doubt that if what she does is dub people into German on shopping channels in Germany, she is most likely to be German, which makes it very suspicious that you didn't just go, yes, she's German.
Yes.
The great irony about this conversation, and you never asked me, is she genuinely can speak monkey.
Now, what about Bob and the caravan? You don't seem to be considering that.
That could be true.
I like the idea of like Bob just having a moment of tranquility while fishing and then going, I really want to blow something up.
What's it going to be?
It's Lee.
You think it's Lee?
That's what I think it is. Do you think it's Lee?
I think what you think.
Yeah.
Captain.
I think
go
great.
for it.
Oh, you are dynamic. I love this. Linda, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Linda. And I'm Sara on German TV.
Thank you very much, Linda. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lies. We start with Michelle.
I once ate a full English in a plain toilet.
When you say plain, not very brightly decorated?
Aeroplane toilet.
Why were you eating it in the loo?
Because, like yourself, I am sensitive to smells and I get outraged.
So you went to the toilet?
Wait, no. Okay, wait, let me explain. When I get on planes or trains and I see people eating, it really does my head in.
I was on a plane once and something was up with the food and they literally gave everyone crisps and everyone opened their crisps and was eating crisps at the same time and it was one of the worst noises in the world.
How do you cope in a restaurant? Do you feel like standing up and going, oh, give it a rest, some of you?
You're on the plane, the full English arrives to your table.
It's outside food.
You brought it on board with you?
Oh, I see.
I didn't want to impose my outside from the plane food on the plane.
Right, so it's for everyone else's benefit.
I am a selfless person. I think we've established that.
So you put the lid down and you're sitting on it, using it as a seat, obviously, or did you sit on the floor and use it as a table? Well, both work.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. All right? I'm just having a think.
I'm just having a think.
By which do you mean having a remember?
I remember sitting on the toilet
Yeah.
like a normal person.
Well, you say that. A normal person who's got the lid down whilst eating a full English breakfast. At least I assume the lid was down.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. You might have been multitasking.
Yeah. So I'm sat on the toilet
Yeah.
having a munch.
Now, when did people see you taking? Did people see you taking the food into the toilet?
No, because they're minding their business, Lee.
My mind's in my business, but I tend to sort of look at people walking into toilets with full English breakfast.
Sarah, what are you thinking?
There's no way that can be true. You would go so far down in my estimations if that was true.
Right, Robert Mortimer.
I think that it's probably a lie. If that helps.
Well, it does, because I need to know what you think, and you've told me. I think it might be true, but I'll go with my team and say it's a lie.
They're saying it's a lie. Michelle, was it a lie or was it the truth?
It is, in fact, sorry, Sara, I am disgusting. It's the truth.
That's disgusting.
Yes, it's true. Michelle did eat a full English in a plain toilet. Oh, that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team have 3 points and Lee's team have 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Big laughs for comic relief as Nikita Kanda and Smash Bengali host a dazzling night of stand-up. The Asian Network comedy on iPlayer. Press red now.